The University of Fort Hare is playing host to the Eastern Cape's Provincial Council of Churches Day of Prayer today. This follows several attacks on management staff. Now, 2 staff members have been killed by gunmen, and the university is mired in allegations of corruption and maladministration. Our reporter Ronald Masenda is following the procession there for us, and he joins us now live from Alice in the Eastern Cape. You know, Ronald, most of the country's other tertiary institutions are at this moment preparing for their new cohort of students, preparing for the academic year ahead, crossing the last T's and dotting the last I's for those last applications for the year ahead. And the University of Fort Hare is caught in this moment of prayer for safety for their administrative and academic staff. The mood must be quite somber there.
It is indeed, Marcel, and we are expecting thousands of students as well as staff members to be gathered here at the sports complex here in University of Fort Hare. Various interfaith leaders will also be giving speeches. The keynote speaker will be former Botswana President eNCA. Now, as you rightly mentioned in your intro, it follows a series of shooting incidents where at least 2 staff members have now been shot and killed. We spoke about a fleet manager who was gunned down outside his house in East London a few months ago. And then last month, unfortunately, the executive protector of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Buhlungu, was gunned down outside of Professor Buhlungu's home here in Alice. And then there was also another incident of an attempted killing that took place here of a 32-year-old staff member, and that person, or the perpetrators rather, have yet not been found. And this is cause for concern for university staff. They say that for months they've been under siege. There's also been issues of several messages sent, scathing messages of people being threatened. The university chancellor having said that these messages are part of a smear campaign, and those who've been named are subsequently people who have been attacked by these criminals. And a lot has been said about what could the possible causes be. We do know that the SIU and the Hawks are currently investigating corruption and maladministration at the university. Professor Buhlungu himself said he sought help from President Cyril Ramaphosa, and what we've seen since then over the past few months are people who at the Ramaphosa's office being deployed, the likes of Higher Education Minister Blade Nzimande, as well as Minister Bheki Cele, as well as the Minister in the Presidency. They are just lending support and also saying that, you know, that the university, the situation that it's currently in, it will end as soon as these people who are behind these attacks will be arrested.
What is the plan for the rest of today's proceedings for this day of prayer, Ronald?
So obviously there will be messages of support being sent. We are expecting at least a couple of thousand of students here at this sports arena. But throughout campus, we are seeing quite a lot of students already on campus preparing for the academic year. But what we are expecting is just a prayer meeting where we already know that at this stage, this program is supposed to start at around 2 o'clock. But the people or the religious leaders who are already here on campus, they've been shown around by Professor Buhlungu just to get an idea of how the campus looks. But one of the biggest concerns on campus at this stage is the security detail. Now, this is something that was mentioned quite extensively by Professor Buhlungu when those delegates from national government came here to Alice, saying that they don't feel safe. I mean, Professor Buhlungu himself has around 6 bodyguards around him, and he says this is abnormal because he is an academic. He is not someone who should be followed around by bodyguards for his safety. And he says that this has been unprecedented for him. Since he took over in 2017, he says that his life has not been safe. He himself survived a couple of shooting incidents at his home in Alice, and that the people who are behind this are people who have been looting the university for years now. And since he took over in 2017 and was also reappointed for a second term, he's been the one who has been calling out these people, saying that, you know, the looting will have to end because he's here to fight corruption, and he feels that as a whistleblower it is his obligation to ensure that the university is clean from the corruption that has taken place. He says the corruption is quite extensive. Even some of the interviews that he gave recently talking about the issues of tenders. People wanted tenders to go their way, but since he said that there were irregularities and there were investigations into these irregularities, it seemed like those people who haven't got their way are the ones who are behind these attacks. But still no word yet from the SIU or the Hawks with regards to the investigations, nor have we heard an update with regards to the alleged shooters of the bodyguard that died last month.
Okay, Ronald Masinda bringing us that live update from that day of prayer organised in Alice in the Eastern Cape.